What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 96 of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. My name is Blaze, and we're going to get into a tournament again, an expanded tournament, with my newest deck. I'll be playing this deck the entire month of November. It's called Talonf-LAME. I'm going to change the name of the deck once I get some more cards added into it and make a couple of adjustments. It is kind of hard to pronounce, but it's kind of a fun deck to play, and I'm actually having fun with it over the past several days. It is November 7th on Tuesday, and I do thank you for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead. I do videos on the Pokemon Trading Card Game every Monday through Friday, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. But anyway, I'm also going to open up a couple of packs of cards here. I've got a few different packs I can open, and I'll be opening them in between battles here. So this is Breakthrough. I'll open up Breakthrough, all three of these. I have a few packs I need to go ahead and just knock out, so I'll be opening up packs throughout the video here today. First, let's go ahead and open up this reward item. It's a rare hollow chest. I got this from getting 820 versus points. I actually just achieved this today, so let's see what's inside. I've typically not been impressed with the rarity of the cards that are in these chests, but let's see what we get today. Yeah, see, Yveltal. So this card, Fright Knight, as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon tool card in play has no effect. And Pitch Black Spear, 60 damage. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's benched EX Pokemon. It's a cool card. It's neat. It's not the most impressive card out of this type of chest, but it's not bad. And I guess while I'm here, I'll go ahead and open up this last uncommon chest as well. Maybe I get something better. Who knows? Let's see. What's it gonna be? Okay, that's a little better. Like, I'm actually surprised that this uncommon chest was something more rare than the rare chest. So, who knew? But anyway, Kyurem EX is 180 HP. It's Glaciate. This attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. And Ice Caliber is 130 damage. Discard an energy attached to this Pokemon, and the defending Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn. Kind of a neat attack. It's a little cost heavy as far as the 3 water energy and 1 of any energy, 1 colorless energy goes. But the attack is actually, it's not overpowered, but it does prevent your opponent from attacking next turn, and you only discard 1 energy on this Pokemon. So it's not too bad. So let's go ahead and start that tournament up real quick, and then we'll open up those packs. Let's see. Expanded is coins right now. I don't like that very much, but I don't have a choice, so we'll go ahead and do it. Talonf-LAME. So I'll probably earn some tickets out of this, which is totally fine. I can use those tickets into a tournament later on in the week or in the weekend. I really want to get more packs of cards. What I'm looking to get is more Steam Siege cards. If you caught my video yesterday, I opened up 5 packs of Steam Siege cards in hopes of getting a Talonflame break. Didn't happen. But it's okay, because in the future, there'll be plenty of opportunities for Steam Siege packs and also for Talonflame break. And it's really only going to make this deck better, and it's going to make me feel a lot better about having gotten that card. It'll be more rewarding, is what I'm trying to say. So, anywho, so in this deck, I don't like to go first. I said yes by accident. Oh well. And the reason being is because Talonflame is in this deck, and when Talonflame is in this deck, if I go second, I can attack first and go ahead and get the cards that I need. So now he has to attack me, and then I can get the cards I need. So it doesn't always work out. But luckily, on this hand here, I've got other ways to get cards that I need. I'm going to go ahead and utilize that right now. What I like to do with this deck is I like to go ahead and use an Ultra Ball and discard energy cards. And that'll come into play a little bit later on when I get a Blacksmith. A Blacksmith is like super helpful in this deck. So hopefully I'm able to get all the cards that I need out, and we should be good. So luckily, what I can do is I can go ahead and hold off on attacking this first turn, let him do his thing. Luckily, he's got a Bouffalant on the active slot there, which isn't going to do a whole lot of damage to me, at least not on the first turn. He won't do anything the first turn. He might be able to attack me on his second turn, but it's unlikely. So we'll see how that goes. Right now, I don't know what's going on with me. I feel like there's some congestion here, which kind of sucks. But if I'm sniffling a lot, or if I sound different, my apologies. Hopefully, it won't be like that the whole time. So there he is. He's got his 1 energy attached to his Bouffalant. He did make me discard my Houndoom Spirit Link, which is rather unfortunate because now I have to use other cards to get the same effect. So I have to basically lose a turn in order to get him evolved, which isn't that big of a deal. It's just going to be unfortunate later on. So I'll go ahead and do this. Grab Houndoom EX and I guess one of those. Sure. So in hindsight, I should have waited to use the Spirit Link because I know that there are cards that let you discard tool cards, and I should have known that was going to happen. But I don't have much to worry about here, mainly because it's not that big of a deal right now. So let's go ahead and grab a bench Pokemon. So we'll do this and we'll do that, and I will grab this, and then I'm going to go ahead and play it on my bench, and then I'm going to play the Blacksmith to go ahead and grab 2 energy cards and attach it to this Pokemon, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab a rare candy and also the evolution here, only because it's going to be useful for me to have 2 powered up Pokemon on my bench regardless of what they are. So it was probably more useful to me to go ahead and grab those cards now rather than get them later, because I can use the ability and start grabbing more and more cards that I need. So this next turn, I don't necessarily have to attack with Talonf-LAME, and that's fine. But having the ability to go ahead and evolve and get everything started is going to be a lot more useful to me. So now we'll go ahead and draw some cards. That's actually really good. That's probably one of the best draws that I've gotten. So I'm going to go ahead and get Talonf-LAME Breakout. Not Talonf-LAME. Delphox Break. So now I've got him out. I'm going to go ahead and attach an energy to him as well. Build up that damage. And since I don't want him to use in on me, I'm going to go ahead and evolve and lose my turn without attacking. So honestly, if he doesn't have a benched Pokemon, I'm going to win this match. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He waited for the last minute. I figured he was going to do that, but that's okay. So now we're in pretty good shape to go ahead and just win this game. Attach an energy card. And I'm trying to think what else I could use. There's another item card that I could definitely use. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I guess it could be Oh, the blacksmith, that would come in handy, probably. Or, oh, that would be good. I don't need it yet, though. That's probably good. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and use the ability to draw some more cards. I'll play the stadium card so he has to use more energy in order to get what he needs. And I'm going to go ahead and retreat and bring out Mega Houndoom EX. I'll discard all my cards because I'm just going to get them right back. So no worries there. I'll grab my prize card, and even if for some reason he knocks out my Mega Houndoom, my Delphox break will probably be powered up enough that I could just steamroll all over his Toxic Rogue. 170, this is going to do 120 plus 50, so that's going to do 170 exactly. I like where this is going. But even so, if he wants to stay in the game, he has to have some benched Pokemon. He also needs some energy cards to get something going, which he's not attached an energy card in the last couple of turns, indicating to me that he probably doesn't have any energy cards. So that's a little concerning on his end, but we'll see what he grabs with this teammates card. There's your new Mega, which is totally fine. So something I should have grabbed a second ago, I should have gone ahead and grabbed Lysander. Although, I'm really not in bad shape right now. I was going to say, like he's going to have a tough time catching up and a tough time getting to the point of being powered up where I am. And I'm just going to start steamrolling through his Pokemon, so I feel like he made the right choice. 100 coins. Excellent. So, pretty soon here I'm going to go ahead and buy a bunch of Steam Siege packs to try and get a Talonf-LAME break out of one. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to go ahead and get that started, get that process started. It's going to be a grind, and it's totally cool. I'm willing to do it, but right now it's going to be pretty tough. But let's go ahead and go into my collection here, open up a couple of breakthrough packs. We'll do breakpoint tomorrow. I've got plenty of time for plenty of opportunities for tournaments and other things like that. So let's see what we get. Breakpoints. Another burning energy, not bad. Let's see what we get. All right. So Braviary is 100 HP, wing attack does 30 damage, and dual cuts 80 times the number of heads after 2 coin flips. Not bad for a stage 2. I think he has a stage. No, that's it. Stage 2. There's no break on this one, I don't think. Which a Braviary break might be actually pretty good. It's a stage 1, sorry. But there isn't really anything above this. But I don't really mind Braviary that much. I just feel like there's... I mean, I don't know. I think this attack cost is kind of high, and it's not even a guaranteed 160 damage. You have to flip 2 coins. So probably not the best card. 100 HP is kind of low. But, you know, there's probably better cards out there. Stunfisk is 110 HP. Revenge does 20 damage. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during his or her last turn, this attack does 80 more damage. And Thunder Blast is 80 damage. Discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. Not bad for a basic Pokemon, 110 HP. A Fighting Fury Belt will increase that to 150. And he can do up to 80 damage every turn. It's not great, but it's not the worst thing to put into your deck. If you need something that's like, that can deal some decent damage and you have a spot to fill, that might work out. So Starmie has 90 HP, Deep Sea Swirl, shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 7 cards. And then Balance Bind is 30 damage. If you and your opponent have the same number of benched Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. That's not bad at all. Quilladin, 90 HP, Tackle does 20 damage, and Pin Missile does 40 times the number of heads after 4 coin flips. Quilladin. So burning energy, you probably saw me use this in the last match. This actually does, you can attach it to a fire Pokemon, and it provides fire energy. If your attack requires you to discard an energy, and you discard this energy, then it comes right back from your discard pile into your fighting Pokemon. So it comes in handy a great deal, as you saw me use it in the last match. It works wonders. I love this card and the way that I use it in my deck. It's not useful in every deck because, well, because of how challenging it is to get out, and also because of the fact that there's really only a couple of cards that will let you search for any card in your deck, and it's very circumstantial. But the way that my deck works, it actually works out pretty well. So Remoraid, 60 HP, Ion Pool is discard a Stadium card in play, and Water Gun is 20 damage. We've got Cyndaquil for 60 HP, Tackle does 10 damage, and Ember does 30. But you discarded a Fire Energy card attached to this Pokemon to use Ember. Goldine's Reckless Charge does 20 damage and 10 damage to itself. It's got 60 HP. Chespin has 60 HP also. Work does 10 damage and Seed Bomb does 30. A very straightforward card, kind of a basic, I guess. And Snover has 80 HP. Powder Snow puts your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep, and Double Smash does 30 damage times the number of heads after 2 coins. So there is your first pack of Breakthrough. Let's see where we are on the event and see if anybody's ready to fight yet. Not quite yet. I'll see if I can squeeze in another pack. The problem is if I can't get through all the cards, then we're going to miss out on some of the descriptions here. Hopefully nothing great comes from this. So if we do happen to miss some cards, it won't be anything that that you actually want to see. So far, I think there's only a couple cards here that I really need to go over, and actually I've had all of these cards in the past. Mr. Mime has 70 HP. Bench Barrier prevents all damage done to your bench Pokemon by attacks as an ability. Juggling does 10 damage times the number of heads after 4 coin flips. Staryu has 60 HP. Continuous Spin does 10 damage times the number of heads. You flip until you get tails. Swoobat has 90 HP. Wave Amplification during your next turn. This Pokemon's Returning Echo does 60 more damage. And Returning Echo does 60 damage. Flip a coin. If tails, return this Pokemon and all cards attached to it to your hand. Heavy Ball allows you to search your deck for a Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more. Put it into your hand and shuffle your deck afterwards. So this is one that I wanted to kind of show off a little bit. Giovanni's Scheme. You get to choose one or the other. There's 2 effects of this card. You choose one. The first one is that you draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. And the second one is during this turn, your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So that can really help you build some damage in a situation where you need 20 extra damage. For instance, Houndoom EX, Mega Houndoom EX is 160 damage. So this card would allow me to do 20 extra damage in a situation where I need to do 170, because most EX Pokemon have 170 HP. This card does come in handy in those types of situations. And even if you don't use it for this effect, you can use it to draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. So it's very versatile and very useful depending on the situation. Vanillite, 50 HP, Stiffen. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 20. And Icy Snow for 20 damage. Piplup, 60 HP, and Wave Slash does 30 damage. Pikachu also has 60 HP. Gnaw does 10, and Agility does 10. But on Agility, you flip a coin. If heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. Noibat does 60 HP. Mysterious Beam, flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. And Gust does 20 damage. So Woobat has 60 HP. Odor Sleuth, flip a coin. If heads, put a card from your discard pile into your hand. So not too bad there. Of course, you have to flip heads, so it may or may not work out well for you. So we should be a little bit closer to going on to the next match here. Somebody should be winning. Either it's going to be Thumper, or it's going to be Kaiga 16. So we'll see what that comes up with. I'm actually going to face off against Rabino 123, so that's going to be fun. So let's see what we come up with. Let's see, what else could I know in the shop they have some cool stuff. If you haven't been in the shop in a while, they've taken out a couple things that were in the shop since Evolutions came out. But they still have this, which actually gives you a Greninja card and a special Chespin coin. They usually have like bundle packs with different packs of cards in them that give you either some deck boxes and deck backs that look really cool. I call them deck backs, but I mean sleeves, whatever you call them. I think in Hearthstone they're called deck backs. Pretty sure they are. Look it up if you don't believe me. But there's some cool stuff here as far as adding to your collection. Some of the stuff's not useful. A lot of it's just aesthetic, but it's very cool to have the card sleeves and the deck boxes. I actually kind of want to have all of these because I have a feeling they're going to take these out at some point, and you won't be able to get them for a long time. So I know that there probably are a bunch that are out there from previous expansions and when this game existed previously. And I know that there are some that you can. There are some decks and things you can get from like buying the tins and stuff like that too. I actually went into Toys R Us over the weekend and I looked at some of the tins that they have, and they were on sale. Buy one get one 40% off. But their tins are so overpriced that if you the price of buying 2 of them at Toys R Us on sale was only about $2 less than buying 2 of them anywhere else, like Walmart, for instance. So I think I will end up buying one this week and opening it up on Friday. So stay tuned for that. I think that'll be fun because I do enjoy opening real physical cards. And one of my favorite things right now is to get the booster packs for the Generation set, which you can't really get anywhere else. You can only get them in those boxes and those special bundles. So I do want to get more of those and open those up. I'd love to have the entire set of Generations, but it may not happen for a while, so I'm fine with it. It's a lot of cards, so I don't expect that to happen, but I'd like for that to happen someday. All right, so any second now we're going to have somebody finish up their match. If nothing else, we got 5 minutes here. So this is my current challenges. I try to work on these kind of offline here and there. This one's kind of easy to do, 35 coins. If I just do 1,000 damage with fighting Pokemon, and I have a fighting deck that actually does a lot of damage pretty consistently. The Gleaming Steel, I'm literally just using a theme deck to try and get some experience in that area. I think I just need like 8 more experience to go ahead and max that out. I'm really pretty close to having level 30, and then at that point I can just pick the challenges that I want to do rather than the ones I need to do. So that'd be cool. That'd be kind of interesting. I also realized that they changed, I can't go to it, but the trainer challenge, they changed that as well. I can't go to it right now, but they did change the trainer challenge. So that's kind of neat. I think you can earn booster packs from it. I haven't ever earned a booster pack from those, but if you want to test out a deck, or you want to play a theme deck, or you want to, I think there's some decks in here that they give you to kind of try out. I believe that Mental Might is one of them, this one here, and I believe that there's this electric deck. They also give you that one too to try out, and it's not a bad deck if you have to do an electric challenge. It's actually not that bad. There's some decks in here that I am toying around with right now, mainly because I don't want to. I want to do a video like next month in December. I'll have a different deck that I'll be using to try and fine-tune throughout the month of December, and that'll be interesting because there are things that I know work consistently, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to have every one of my decks use Talonf-LAME. I think that Fighting Fit uses Talonf-LAME, and that's great. And I have a couple of adjustments I want to make in Fighting Fit as well. And in this deck, Talonf-LAME uses Talonf-LAME as well, and it works well for this deck, but I don't want it to be. I don't want every single deck to use that. So it's something I have to keep in mind consciously to try and avoid. It's a great card, and I wish I could use it in every deck, but I don't want to become very stale in my deck designs. So, I think I'm going to have to start getting creative on the next couple of decks and start using something else. So this deck could definitely use some work. 4 out of 14 overall wins. So, there's some opportunity there, but it'll be okay. So 3 seconds till the next match, and hopefully we'll get to the finals. That first match went pretty quick, and this one should. There's no rule that doesn't have to go quickly. Dude's got some real sick hair. That's awesome. I do not want to go first this time. Last time it worked out well for me, but this time I don't want to risk it. So I really do hope your weekend went well. I hope that you are well rested for a nice Tuesday. My Monday, it was a weird Monday. Let me tell you, at work, things were just strange. I don't know if it was just the weekend was just so good for everybody that they forgot how to do things. But where I work, at this time I'm training a new class, a new group of people that are going to be doing the job that I do. So I'm helping to train them, and of course they're going to have questions, and I get that. But they had so many questions that were just that I know that they knew, that it was just so weird. Like coming back from the weekend, it's like everybody just forgot how to do things. And that was yesterday. Today, as far as Tuesday goes, it's been a pretty solid Tuesday for the most part. I have no complaints about Tuesday. Rare candy, I think that's what I'm grabbing. Let me focus on my game here because I've got Delphox, so I should be okay to go ahead and get Delphox powered up, out on the bench, and ready to go. Normally I'd probably try to go for the Mega first because it's a little bit easier to power up, but since I already have a rare candy, I wanted to go ahead and get Delphox. We can get the Mega Houndoom powered up next turn. Lord knows I have enough energy, so energy is not a problem in this match. So he'll be able to put me to sleep, but he's really going to have to get some energy attached, which right now is looking like kind of a concern. He could knock me out right now, and that's very scary. And of course, if I don't recover from that sleep, it messes up my entire plan. So that's a little scary. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and grab Houndoom, and I'm going to grab a second Burning Energy. The reason I went for this and not the Mega mainly is only because I don't want to tempt myself to put out Houndoom EX and then the item card, because I know that item card could be discarded, and I didn't want that to happen. from like last time where I had to sacrifice my turn. So this is where Talonf-LAME gets knocked out, and I have to send in. Oh, okay, he's good. That was a lot of damage, but he's not dead, so I'll take it. And now I can actually go ahead and get my Mega fully ready and set up and ready to go. And I'll be doing 160 damage every single turn. So that's what's up. Boom, and over here at the end, and boom. Alright, so this match could still go either way. I have to make sure that I'm able to, first of all, knock out Articuno, and then after I do that, I have to make sure that I'm able to knock out... Oh, that sucks. Wow, that's pretty awful. I feel really bad for that. That's a lot worse than it seems, because now not only do I have a Mega EX, but also I can go ahead and grab Delphox Break and start attaching energy to him rather quickly, and he's knocked out. So that's actually really bad. That coin flip that he just made was like super bad. What do I need? I probably should get a Lysander, because I know that I'm going to have to start switching out. I'm going to have to make him switch out at some point. So what's that going to do? 40 damage? Okay. He's got 180 HP. So that's a little scary, because I know that he's going to have the potential to knock all of my Pokemon out. Maybe not right away, but he's also going to be able to attach energy to all of these Pokemon and get them powered up, so that's even scarier. But I've got some options here. So Delphox Break. I'll drop this as well. I'll drop this as well. I'll go ahead and attach a Fire Energy to Delphox Break. I can't afford that. He's also got his Rush In, so he's able to just go ahead and rush in and knock me out, which is extremely scary. In which case, Palkia is going to be able to come out and knock me out. So I'm really in a bad situation right now, to the point where I need Delphox to be powered up, and I really need him to not have energy cards. So this is going to be very risky, and I honestly don't know how this is going to work out, because it's going to come down to luck in many ways. So even if he doesn't have energy cards, his attack will let him attach energy cards to Keldeo. So, okay. I mean, Houndoom's not going to make it. He's probably going to get the short end of the stick here. But Keldeo is going to finish the job. And let's see. So 5 times 2 is 100, right? Plus 50. That's 150. And next turn I'll be able to attach 2 more. So that shouldn't be a problem. He may decide he wants to make me go ahead and switch. And, like, well, he doesn't have any cards. So his next card has to be something good in order to make something happen. So he's very much relying on his next draw, which could be anything. And we got 2 prize cards here, so that's going to help out. Ultra Ball will help out. I'll be able to get a second Delphox, which isn't really going to help too much. In fact, it won't. Having 2 of them really won't help that much at all. It's kind of detrimental. So this is much better. He made a mistake just now. He should have brought in Keldeo. I mean, I was going to say he didn't make a mistake, so he corrected his mistake. But Keldeo had to come out in order for that to happen. Now Delphox can come out and finish the job. But that was a little tricky for a second there. So he managed to make it work, but that was kind of scary. So I'm going to go ahead and use the ability. Grab another energy card, put it onto Delphox. That should be enough to knock him out. That's 7. That's 140 plus 50, 190. That's enough. So I don't have much to worry about as far as his benched Pokemon goes, at least not yet. And I only have to knock out one of his Pokemon, which of course is going to be this one. So it looks like I lucked out. I won this one by persistence. This Pokemon's going to do 60 damage, which isn't really that much. I can heal that damage. Well, I'm not going to heal. I'm just going to make him switch out and knock out his Finnegan. But even then, I can knock out this Pokemon. I've got enough damage to make it happen. And there's nothing he can do to knock me out right now. So that's good. Well played. I'm only doing this to secure the victory because I really don't. I would hate so much to think that I can knock out Lugia and then do the attack and then somehow realize I don't have enough. I don't have enough to knock him out. That would make me really mad, especially if I knew that I had a healing card. I had all these extra moves that I could have made. You know, that would have been very frustrating. So, all right, well, we're in the finals. So I made it to the finals. This is a decent episode. I make it to the finals every now and then, and here I am. So I want to open another pack right now, but I'm really afraid that if I start one, it's going to kick me into the next match. So I'm going to hold off because I think these two people are fighting. They're probably almost done. And I'd hate to open a pack and not be able to go through all the cards. So let's wait till after this match. I'll open the last pack of cards. But that was a good match. I think that was very well played on my part. I think that it really just came down to who got powered up more quickly. And I think his team, while it was getting powered up, it wasn't powered up as quickly as it should have been. And he kind of drained through all of his all the cards in his hand trying to get it powered up and trying to get something going, to the point where he was relying on his next card to make something happen. And it didn't quite work out for him. So on my side, I was able to get Talonf-LAME out, which is a huge help. I was able to go second, which is even greater help. It really helped me accelerate the energy that I needed and really helped me to grab the cards I needed. I think that Talonf-LAME is great for that. And I think the great thing about Talonf-LAME is that if you use him incorrectly, if you don't plan out your turns, and I mentioned a couple of situations there where I planned out what I was going to do this turn and next turn. For instance, when it came to Houndoom, I made sure to grab Houndoom and a Burning Energy. The following turn, I placed Houndoom, placed a Burning Energy, and then for my next grab, I was able to grab Spirit Link and Mega Houndoom. So then I was able to attach the Spirit Link and then immediately evolve so he couldn't discard the Spirit Link. And then I think another part that really helped in that match was, of course, those coin flips from Articuno. If he had flipped differently, he would have knocked out my Talonflame, and I wouldn't have had an answer. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. So, you know, it worked out. And I think that a lot of times in my battles, a lot of times in this deck, if I'm winning, I usually tend to have a ton of cards in my hand because I can't, either I get behind on attaching energy and I can't attach it fast enough, or I'm able to draw, to draw until I have 6 cards using Delphox's ability. I'm able to draw until I have 6 cards and do that multiple times per turn, and then all of a sudden it becomes this stacking game of how much energy I have in my hand compared to how much I can attach per turn. And, you know, it is what it is, but I probably have too many energy cards because I only need about 6 energy cards in order to knock out any EX Pokemon. Now, Mega EX is different. They have generally about 200 HP, so it's probably better for me to stick with no more than 6 energy, which would be 120 damage, and then plus the 50 he does normally is 170 damage. So if I have 8 energy, that's the most I should ever put on him, because that would knock out any EX Pokemon. It would knock out any Mega EX in one hit. So 8 energy is the most I should have. I also think I could benefit from more cards that make you, from more trainer cards that make you discard cards in order to accomplish something. So I know that there are cards like that. I also don't have a lot of cards. Well, I don't have a lot of cards to get energy into my discard pile, so, you know, Ultra Ball helps with that, but not much. And this card is wonderful. I love this card. So I'm just scrolling through the cards here to see what cards would be good as far as discarding cards in my hand to search for something else. Or, like, I don't have any battle compressors. I wish I did. If I did have battle compressors, I would just start discarding cards from my deck into the discard pile, which would be great. This one, discard a fire energy from your hand and draw 2 cards. So that's not bad. It accomplishes the feat of getting a fire energy into your discard pile, and then you also get to draw 2 cards. So that's really not a bad card. It would actually work out pretty well in my deck. So I'll come back to that one. Here we go. So I wasn't able to go through all the cards. That's okay. I've got plenty of time between videos on my channel. So this is the finals. This is the deck I'm up against in the finals. The last person got kind of screwed out of beating me. This person, who knows? But I've got a good hand so far. It's actually a really good hand. So if I play my cards right, I might be able to pull this off. So Keldeo is his front runner, which is, at this point in the game, it's not too scary. He won't be able to do anything to me, and when he does, it'll be his third turn, and he'll do 110, so he still won't even kill me. Well, there's that. But I can just switch it. It's not even a big deal. Floatstone. That'll come in handy for this Keldeo. But you still gotta have benched Pokemon, bro. Okay, I forgot about double colorless energy. That's kind of an issue. So this next turn he'll be able to do 50 damage. But I'm gonna go ahead and power up Delphox real quick. the good news is he won't be doing 110 damage, so I might be able to survive 2 attacks from him. And I may even be able to get Delphox breakout pretty quick. Now, yeah, that's concerning that he was able to do that. But not beyond the realm of reason here. So I kind of wish I could grab a oh, I need it here before I do anything else. That actually works out pretty well. He doesn't know I have that. That's pretty crazy. So not only can I attach 1 energy from here, and when I get Delphox breakout, I'll be able to attach a 2nd energy. But then I'll be able to use this to get 2 more energy. That's 80 damage plus 50 it normally does, and it should knock him out. So I don't think he understands what I have going on for me right now. So we'll see how that goes. So I grabbed this Team Magma, Team Flare Grunt, because I want to make sure that I can get rid of his double colorless. I might just save it though, because he's going to get knocked out next turn, even if he does knock out Talonf-LAME. But I also can go ahead and grab 2 more cards, so that's cool. Well, I won't use it, but I could grab 2 more cards. It's better for me to power up Delphox rather than get those 2 cards out. So we'll go ahead and evolve. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and use the ability to get another energy card attached to Delphox. We'll go ahead and use this to get 2 more energy attached to Delphox. And we'll go ahead and end his Keldeo. That's it for his Keldeo. Now the good news is that last turn, he attached energy to Keldeo rather than attaching it to his Articuno. So he's not any closer to attacking me with Articuno. And I still have this Team Flare Grunt that I can make sure that if he does happen to put me to sleep or something like that, I can go ahead and remove that. So that's good. I'd like to have a... Okay, Team Flare Grunt's going to come in handy right here, so here we go. This is 5, and I think this is 6 also, right? 120 plus 50 is 170. I should not have used that Team Flare Grunt. That's totally fine, though. I can even grab... Well, not yet. But we're in good shape. I think he's knocked out. Wow. This is going, like, super well. Like, I've never... This is probably the best I've ever had with this, with any deck. So... Alright. And he forfeited. He knew that he was in trouble. Honestly, I don't blame him. There is nothing else he could do. So, good game, well played. Let me go ahead and open up those packs of cards real quick. We're approaching the hour mark, which is way longer than I ever wanted to have one of my videos go, but I do want to open up this last pack. Real quick, I want to thank you for watching my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I do videos every Monday through Friday on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. I'd love to see you there tomorrow. I'm going to go through these rather quickly because I want to make sure I don't spend too much time on them. But here we go. So we got a Mewtwo EX, 170 HP. Scattershot does 30 damage times the number of psychic energy attached to this Pokemon. And damage change switches all damage counters on this Pokemon with those of your opponent's active Pokemon. Elgium, Psych Up does 10 damage, and during your next turn, this Pokemon's Psych Up attack does 20 more damage. We got a Rainbow Energy, which provides one of every, well, it provides one energy, but it counts as every energy there is. But when you attach it, you have to put 1 damage counter on your Pokemon. Behem. Mind Bullet does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon times the amount of energy attached to that Pokemon. And Psybeam does 50 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon's now confused. Frogadier does Cut for 30 damage, 70 HP. Cubone does Whimsy Tackle for 50. Flip a coin if Tails' attack does nothing, 70 HP on Cubone. Zora does 60 HP. Moonless Madness, your opponent's active Pokemon's now confused. And Dark Edge, discard an energy attached to this Pokemon, 30 damage. Hip Hop Anonymous, 80 HP. Its Nose Jet is 30 damage. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If Tails, the attack does nothing. Chespin has Tree Climb. Search your deck for a Grass Energy, reveal it, and put it into your hand. And Seed Bomb for 30, 60 HP on this Chespin. And Pansear, Fury Swipes does 10 damage times the number of heads after 3 coin flips, 60 HP on Pansear. And that's going to do it for me, folks. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow.